Michigan State, and it cost them. But you're right. Next year they could be a top 5 team if everybody comes back. I also think they have a decent recruiting class, or a pretty good recruiting class. So he's building something. You can't say it was any kind of failure from Marquette. Like I said, they were picked ninth in the Big East preseason, so they far outplayed expectations.
Kolek banged up his thumb on Friday night.
That's
I thought that affected him also. He just looked not like the guy we watched all season in the Big East. So you say you're a Big East guy. So you got Rick Pitino trending towards maybe taking the St. John's job. You got Cooley is definitely talking with Georgetown. Break those two down, and whether or not you think those two guys are going to move.
Well, Pitino, he's definitely moving. There's no way I can see he stays at Iona. I mean,
he's looking for bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, he did his bid at Iona.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
When he's complaining about hating being in a one-bid conference, he's looking to go someplace else.
He's going, hey, he's one of the best coaches ever, so he deserves it. I'm not hating on the guy. But St. John's, St. John's, I'm here in New York. Of course, that would be a great fit. I think it's just a question of, he's probably trying to get as much money as he can from them. There's talk about them needing to upgrade their facilities in order to get him there. They got to do whatever they have to do. I'm in the Garden for the Big East tournament, and St. John's is playing Marquette, and it's a Marquette crowd. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's supposed to be St. John's home court, and there's been no buzz, for years. And I think if you get Pitino in there, that changes instantly. The Garden instantly becomes like a St. John's home court once again. So I think they need to get that done. The Georgetown situation has been sad. Patrick Ewing, I grew up, one of my all-time favorite players. I was a Knicks fan. I was a Georgetown fan back in the day.
Yeah.
So that was sad. But I think all signs do point to Ed Cooley. I think he's a very, very good fit for Georgetown. I think Georgetown has a higher ceiling than Providence. I think he's pretty much done what he can there. There's only but so much talent you could get in there, at Providence. I think Georgetown is a brand name still, believe it or not. And kids' parents know about Georgetown, and you can get big time kids in there. And it hasn't been long since, it hasn't been that long since they were getting big kids. And a great school, like you said, on like the
not
level
like
of a Duke.
I'm not trying to disparage Providence.
Right,
Providence is a good school as well. For anyone out there in our listening audience that went to Providence, I'm not knocking the Friars program.
I guess Moose isn't sending his kids to Providence. That's what.
But here's the one thing I would say, like for Cooley, it is a gamble because he could name the amount of years that he would want to coach the Providence Friars. And I get, maybe you look at the ceiling for Georgetown a little bit higher. Great home court advantage. I mean, if he stayed there for another 10 or 12 years, they'd build a statue to him outside, right? And, they're consistent in the Big East, no doubt about it. Like, he's a really good coach. Players develop and get better underneath him. I get the gamble on Georgetown. The thing is that's going to be a massive rebuild because, over the time with Ewing, and I'm with you, I rooted for Patrick. I was happy for him to get the head coaching job, but all the talent left. Like like he's taking a program that's really at rock bottom.
Yeah, but today's college basketball, you can turn programs around fast.
That's true.
He can go straight to the portal. And now with the Georgetown brand name, he can maybe get better guys. I mean, he did a great. You're right. If he stayed at Providence, it's not a bad thing. He gets a statue in the end, but he also might just have a couple Sweet 16s to his name, or a Final Eight.
Right, you can win a national championship at Georgetown.
Right. I think you just get better talent. You watch Cooley over the years. I've watched him recruiting and come so close to getting that big recruit, but they go to Kentucky or they go to UConn, or they go somewhere else. And I think if he probably feels, if I can just get that higher level of talent, there's no telling what I can do.
Jamal, I'm curious. Sorry, Keith. I want to ask you one more coaching question because I agree with you about Pitino. Keith does as well. I mean, Pitino at St. John's would be amazing, but they've got to play the game. They've got to kiss his rear end.
Right.
He doesn't want to leave the area. He's got a house on Winged Foot in Westchester.
Right.
So it's not like he wants to leave the area, and he's got familiarity now with the president of St. John's because he first became and started teaching at Providence when Pitino. So it kind of all is very cyclical. Want to ask you about Chris Beard. Do you think it was too soon for Ole Miss? Because I've heard now. I know the charges were dropped. He was, he's fired at Texas in December. Do do you think it was too soon for Beard to get another opportunity to run a major Division I college program?
Probably. No, I think it was too soon, but it's not surprising. Like you know, and I get it. I even get it from Mississippi's standpoint. It's too soon, but what? So next year is fine, and then
No,
they lose out on him.
I get
you
it.
know,
I heard some people make that argument, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but in today's day and age, it's not all that
But
surprising.
it's too soon, unless, and to Jamal's point, I think that he was alluding to is the fact that it's too soon, except for if Beard gets picked up by someone else. Now Ole Miss is sitting there going, "Yep, I guess we should have taken the chance because he's a good head coach."
right? Yeah, you're right. It doesn't make it doesn't really make the sport look great. It doesn't make Ole Miss look great. But just the fact that they can get it done, it just tells you that the times we're in. Like it's all about winning. People will forget, after a year when he probably gets 20+ wins in his first season because he's a beast of a coach. And then and like you said, we have the portal, and he can re-up like he did at Texas. So it's going to be tough for other coaches in the SEC now.
What's the next big piece you're working on for Anscape?
Well, I'm not sure. It depends what's going on. Who makes the Final Four? I'm still trying to determine what the next piece will be. But I am in the midst of writing a piece on flag football. Believe it or not, the rise of flag football. A very juicy story.
We love flag football. Our boys play flag football. Yeah,
mine too. So and it's just become so much more popular. They're trying to get it into the Olympic Games. The NFL is involved in almost every flag football program in every city now. And high school, it might become a high school sport soon. So we'll see.
On Long Island, there are girls' high school teams now.
Yes, yeah, and that's the big thing that girls are can play flag football, and I trust me, I coached my son's flag football team last year, and a girl on our team was by far the best player. I felt bad giving it to her every play.
So that's the situation on my son's second and third grade team, right? My younger boy, we have one girl, Reese. She is going to be like an all-American athlete in every sport she plays. She plays up like 3 grades in lacrosse. She plays up 2 grades in soccer, and she plays flag football for us. She's always the fastest kid on the field, and she might also be the toughest kid on the field. Yeah, we do little dump out passes to her. We're like, they call her Reese the Beast, and she's right. And she's like this. It's amazing. It's fun.
Yeah, it sounds like the girl Faith that I have on my team. She looks like Barry Sanders out there.
That's what Reese looks like. Exactly. It's amazing. It's awesome.
Jamal, last one would be right now the 16 that are left. Who's cutting down the nets?
I'm gonna go with UConn. Why not? That's my original pick to win it all. I think it's gonna come down to UConn, Alabama. That's my pick, but obviously you still got Houston out there, you got UCLA out there. It's still anyone's ball game, to be honest, but I'm gonna go with UConn.
Jamal, we appreciate it, brother.
Dude, amazing stuff. Really good stuff.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks a lot. Jamal Murphy, Anscape, check him out there, co-host of the Bill Roden on Sports podcast. It's wide open. I mean, UConn's one of those teams we were talking about, Keith, before Jamal joined us. UConn being one of those teams. Obviously, Texas, Houston, Bama, those are kind of the teams that people are going to gravitate to potentially win a national championship and cutting down the nets in a couple weekends.
Yeah, I think there's probably about 5 or 6 teams that when you wake up today, if you're looking to bet on a team to win the national championship, there's about 5 or 6 you'd feel comfortable putting in there.
Yeah, and Pitino at St. John's makes too much sense.
It makes so much sense.
And you just get a sense Cooley's going to leave. Yeah. Whenever a coach tells you, when they're asked the question, I'm just focused on the next game. As Cooley said, I'm focused on Kentucky. As Pitino was asked the question about St. John's, he said, I haven't been to St. John's in 30 years. I have no idea how to get there, which is complete and utter nonsense. He said, I'm just focused on UConn. That is the ultimate tell when you hear a college coach, whether it be basketball, whether it be football, they tell you their singular focus is just on the next game. That's complete and utter nonsense.
Well, here you go, Moose. So imagine that you're leaving this show, right? And someone's asking you a question. You're like, no. My the only thing I'm focused on right now is Moose and Keith. Love working with Keith. Love the network. I'm just focused on every day getting in at 10 o'clock in the morning, being done at noon Eastern, and giving you the best 2 hours of TV and radio that you can find out there.
Yeah, see, but I'm not good at playing that game. See, but yes, that would be the ultimate.
That would be how you do it, right?
Leaving the show, right?
Yeah.
But Keith, I would be open and honest. I really would. I would, not to you, to everybody, if I was, and I'm not, but my point being is, if I was ever leaving the show, or
you're not allowed. I've decided you're not allowed to leave.
No, I love doing the show with you. You know that. I'm not looking to do anything. I love working here at Better Sports Network, but I would be upfront and honest.
Yeah.
I'm too good of a guy like that. I don't play games like that.
There's no reason to.
No, there's some people that like to play the game. You know the deal.
Yeah, and usually those people end up bouncing from place to place and usually have bad names.
Sometimes it could be a little bit of a lighter pit.
Can I tell you? So you remember I told you the story about the guy early on in my career that was really mean to me and threw a piece of paper? No, a different guy that when I was a statistician.
Yes.
I saw him at the Hofstra game on Saturday.
And did he say anything to you?
He looked at me. I looked right past him and walked straight past him. Not giving him the time, no time for him. By the way, he looked horrible.
Good.
He looked old and not doesn't look like life has treated him that well.
Good.
I was okay with it.
Man who laughs hardest laughs last.
I said to Jody, I'm like, do you think I should have said hi? And you think I should have said something?
No.
She goes, no, you handled it well. I was like, thank you, honey.
Move on. That's it. No, you're there for that. Sorry about the Hofstra.
Yeah. I mean, they played a good first half. They got run out, but it was a rough second half.
Yes, it was a rough second half. I know. I felt bad.
But we had fun.
That's the most.
Couple of the big shots, because I was in a group. It was a couple of kids, like Austin's friends and stuff like that, and one of my buddies came with us and Jody, and we did the whole when a 3-pointer went in for us, we would go boom, we had a lot of fun.
Good. That's the most.
I was rocking my Hofstra gear, shaking hands, kissing babies. I got to see
the coach after the game.
We texted a little bit. I knew it was going to be a long. I didn't want to bother him, but we did text a little bit. Oh, Tom Pecora was there, the former Hofstra coach. That was nice.
Pecora.
Yep. Trevor Dimmy, who was a running back when I was there. He's a coach now in the Westchester area for football. Nice to see him. Bunch of good people out there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, it's all about the experience. That's what.
Oh, baby Jay, congratulations! Look at that. My niece just told the family she's going to Hofstra next year.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
I could not endorse that more. Your
Very
niece now one of our favorites.
Baby Jay, you just made Keith's day.
You did.
We'll come back. We'll talk a little WBC. We got to get into some NFL. Big trade yesterday as the Cowboys added a weapon. We'll get into the impact in the NFC East and talk a little bit about that as well. It's Moose and Keith with you on a Monday right here, Better Sports Network.
Talk sports with Lisa Ann and Rick Kamla, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Better Sports Network.
Let me say something about Tiger. Tiger has had to redesign his entire swing. Tiger has a difference in the length of his legs because of that horrible accident. In golf, there's no hey, you can't walk the greens. You have to take a cart. So I assumed by day 3 on Sunday, the inflammation would start. He took a couple breaks where they take care of his back a little bit. But it is fascinating watching him. So it gave me this thought, is he that skilled at golf? Or is this a mental thing of dedication and determination? He is so dedicated to the sport that no matter what, he's relentless to it. And the dedication and determination goes to the golf, the swing, the playing, the walking, but it goes to his overall health. The average person who doesn't stay in great shape, gets in an accident like that, goes through multiple surgeries, is not recovering and going out there to walk. And that course has some pretty steep inclines, a lot of walking. I mean, how else can you factor these athletes, the Michael Jordans, the LeBrons, these players that their whole focus is really optimal health, optimal body skills, and then what comes next is being the best at what they do.
I think you just hit on why Tiger still has that drive. I don't know this. I don't know the man. It could just be love of the game. It could be, I want to make as much money as I can while playing. Could be all this stuff. But LA, a lot of people think Tiger Woods is the GOAT of golf. And I don't understand how you can be the GOAT of golf when you are 3 majors short of Jack Nicklaus. Okay? So LeBron, I don't think he cares what guys like me say anymore, right? He's past Kareem. He thinks he's the GOAT. I mean, he's third on my list. He's in the debate. Many other people think he's the GOAT. He's not my GOAT. You know what I mean? So I wonder if Tiger is there, like LeBron, like, I don't care what the pundits, what the barbershops say. I'm the GOAT. I don't have to do anything more. This is all gravy. I wonder if Tiger looks at it that way.
I don't know what Tiger's mindset is in the GOAT status, but when players talk about what it's like to be at a tournament, when Tiger's playing versus when he's not, they'll tell you that they're on the greens and they can hear the roar 4 holes over, and that there is nothing that compares to the excitement of when he's present.
Better Sports Live, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, exclusively on Better Sports Network. Or listen whenever you want on the app with BSN On Demand.
Mac, I'm gone now.
Moose and Keith on Better Sports Network.
It is the World Baseball Classic on Bettercast tonight, starting at 7 Eastern time. Watch Team Mexico versus Team Japan and compete in our real-time Q&A contest on the Better Sports Network app. Watch, play, and win prizes by answering predictive questions about the games while having fun chatting with our community in real time. Join us for Bettercast on the Better Sports Network app tonight, starting at 7 Eastern. You can win a $100 gift card to the bettersports.com collectible shop to purchase authentic, hand-signed items from your favorite athlete. Monday Night Rants will air on bettersports.com and on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch at Better Network.
By the way, I think that Trey Turner from now on should be known as Captain America.
He's awesome.
The Philadelphia Phillies are going to win the World Series. Trey Turner is going to be the MVP. The season is over already. Place all your futures. Decided. It's done. We can.
You've taped all your shows for the MLB Network, all predictive.
I actually did the whole month of April already.
Oh, you did? They're all in the can.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, Stryker and I met up yesterday.
When you did that taping, how many outfits did you need to bring?
32. 32.
And 32 different pairs of shoes.
No. So they rarely ever see our below our waist. So, you know. Yeah. I'm good. But seriously, I love what Mark DeRosa, I'm paraphrasing the quote. And D-Row, MLB Network also, you'll see him this year again once he's done managing Team USA. He said, who's the idiot that put Trey Turner as the number 9 hitter, Team USA? Oh, that was me. Like he was being, he was being facetious. He was laughing and joking around about it. But it's true. The wealth of talent on Team USA, and I know they had one loss in pool play, and suddenly the world was folding, and oh my goodness, they're not going to make it. Yeah, they put it all together. And obviously the Nolan Arenado thing is something we'll pay attention to. Him getting hit and Jose Altuve getting hit. I know he doesn't play for Team USA, is a storyline for WBC as well. But Trey Turner and Shohei also. But Trey Turner has been the story of the WBC. The grand slam to move them along, another pair of home runs yesterday, just cool, calm, collected. I love watching this team play, and I love watching Trey Turner play, and I cannot believe, for the life of me, as I sit here again, I cannot believe the Dodgers just let him walk.
Yeah, well, he also wanted to go back east.
I mean, I know.
His wife didn't want to live on the West Coast.
I mean, I know. But, there was never any murmurs of the Dodgers even really fighting to keep him.
No, there wasn't. No, you're not wrong about that. But maybe it was also a case of they knew that they didn't really have a chance to keep him as well. I mean, yeah. I guess. I mean, he's an unbelievable talent. He really is. I mean, he's a guy that, he should have been a lifelong Washington National. He should never have been left from that organization, but they decided to tear it down. I mean, the talent level that at one point in time was there at Washington, and I think you got to feel good if you're a Philadelphia Philly fan. And last night was fun. I mean, that's why we watch sports. Whatever, if you want to poo-poo and knock and rip the WBC and say, well, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really factor.
It matters.
It does matter to the players. It matters. I mean, it's building the global game, and the intensity is palpable. The electricity is palpable. You can't flip on that WBC games and watch the United States last night against Cuba and not feel it watching it from home on your television set, or feel the intensity or the passion from the players as well that are participating in this event. It's fun. And I didn't go in, Keith, you and I talked about it. You were more into the WBC than I was. I really was. Like I was one of those that was like, I don't know. Like it was one of those things I circled on my calendar. Like I can't wait for the WBC. It was almost an afterthought till stories popped up like the Yankees wouldn't let Luis Severino pitch for the Dominican Republic and the WBC and all these different things. But watching it, I gotta be honest with you, I was wrong. It's a fun event. It really is. I'll gladly admit when I was wrong. It's a fun event. It's a cool event. I get it. The place is packed down in Florida. People walking around with the United States or Mexico or Japan jerseys or the Dominican jerseys or Puerto Rico jerseys. Like it's amazing when you look at the passion of the baseball fan. And for a lot of these players, as we discussed the other day, this means more to them than winning a World Series.
I would tell you this, that if Miami was drivable, like legit drivable, if we were, Moose, if you and I lived 5 or 6 hours away, I would try to talk you into taking a ride with me tomorrow.
I would go.
Right? Like if this was
like if we're doing this show, we're in Orlando right now or Tampa, like I would say, you know what, Keith? Yes, let's go.
Yeah,
I want to be there. I think it's a cool event. Like I still remember when I went to the World Cup of Hockey, United States, Canada, Game 3 up in Montreal when I was in college. My friends and I drove up from Syracuse, New York, bought tickets. And, the World Cup of Hockey is something that no longer exists. I don't even know, but it was an unbelievable scene to be there for that event. And I know it wasn't the Stanley Cup or it wasn't Olympic gold medal or it wasn't Junior World Championships, but it was an unbelievable experience. And I think for those fans that are lucky enough to go to this, I agree with you. I think it's an unbelievable experience. Like I was jealous watching the fans last night in that game and being able to sit there and watch it because something's on the line. Whether you believe it or not, or whether you think it or not, it doesn't matter. For the players, something's on the line.
Wally, in our chat saying I'm a half hour away and can't go. I'm still in the darkness because the DR lost. Listen, Wally, it happened. It's done. It's over. If you're a half hour away and you can get yourself a ticket, go to the game. Just go.
Well, think about and Japan's the heavy favorite tonight, right? Against Mexico.
Yes. And they're not throwing Shohei tonight.
Right. So if
it's
you get
Sakoti, Sasaki, I can't remember his name.
I don't know. I didn't know who was starting. But if you get Tuesday night, you get United States, Japan with Shohei Ohtani on the mound.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's must-watch television.
That's going to be great. Like I'm going to look forward to it. We're going to do a spot tomorrow on Moose and Keith.
Yep.
I'm going to look forward to doing watching that game tomorrow night. And it's March. It's baseball. And I don't watch a lot of spring training baseball. I kind of find it a little bit boring, to be honest with you. Like I know what happens during the course of the games, but I'm not sitting there watching. Like last night, I was at Picks. I was getting ready to do New York Sports Nation at 11 o'clock last night. And I was paying attention to two things. I was paying attention to the NCAA tournament and the United States-Cuba game.
Yeah.
Until it became like 13-2. Then it was like, there's nothing left to watch.
Yeah. And I don't think that we're going to have a game like that tomorrow, no matter whether it's Japan or Mexico that gets to the final against Team USA. I think we're going to get like one of those slobber knockle games. I think it's going to be close down to the wire. I think we're going to end up with a home run again. Being some sort of difference maker.
And here's the reason why, and we discussed it post Diaz injury and now post Altuve injury, where Major League Baseball fans are going to say, well, it's affecting my team during the course of the regular season. True. No one's going to deny that those are two impactful players. No one's going to tell you that Diaz and Altuve aren't great losses for their respective teams. And obviously Altuve will be back this year. Edwin Diaz is done for the year for the Mets. Nobody would pay attention to this event if there were not stars performing.
If it was college baseball players.
Right. Nobody would pay attention. If you looked at it and it was not, you didn't have Goldschmidt and Arenado and Trey Turner and Mookie Betts and Pete Alonso. And Mike Trout. Right. If you didn't have those guys performing, nobody would pay attention. Let me ask you, the baseball came back to the Olympics. Do you watch Olympic baseball?
No.
Nobody watches it. Nobody pays attention to it. I don't even know if it's streamed anywhere during the course of the Olympics and locked in to that baseball tournament. So the stars are going to continue to play because, as we mentioned the other day, the biggest thing is that the players want to do it. The players want to perform, and I don't think you're going to be able to prevent players from being able to perform. And there's no perfect time to do it. Like, you're not going to do it at the end of November. You're also not going to do it as I know. I was chatting with John Harper yesterday from SNY. He joined us on Channel 11, and he said, Scherzer told him, "Listen, I can't ramp it up in March like that and be able to at this stage and then all of a sudden have a long regular season. If they did it during the course of the middle of the year, then that would be a different story. They're not going to do that then either. And they're not going to do it at the end of the year because you're not going to have players go through an entire season, shut it down for a little while, wait for the playoffs to be done, and then ramp it back up again to do it in November. There's no perfect time. This is probably the only time that they could do it, which creates little to no interference with the baseball regular season. And injuries, unfortunately, do happen.
Yeah. Also, after the season, any player that's a free agent wouldn't do it because you can't, even them. The guys that are playing right now all have their contracts. They know they're getting their money. From a gambling / fantasy standpoint, I keep going back and forth on this, and let's talk this out, you and I. Let's see if we can figure this out. A guy like Trey Turner, right? A guy like Mookie Betts, a guy like Trout, Shohei, blah, 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 blah. Insert all of the guys that are playing many, many games in this WBC. Are we more inclined to see them stay hot in the month of April and get out to a blazing start, or are they going to be sluggish? And the reason I asked that question is because Mookie Betts 2 days ago admitted that he's physically tired, like he wants to sleep. Not that he can't play baseball. He just wants to get a good night's sleep and hasn't been able to do that during the WBC because it's been so busy.
Does that bother me?
Yeah. No, not that it's a bother you about the WBC, but going forward. So if you were drafting a fantasy baseball team,
it would not affect me.
It's not. No. What about are you placing wagers on Mookie Betts total base props, Trey Turner hits props, Mike Trout hits props, Shohei strikeout props? Are you more leery of them in April, or are you actually into them because those guys are quote
unquote
more
lathered
into
up? Them because they found a rhythm. Okay. Now you can make the other. There's two ways you could look at the argument. You could say, okay, well, they're going to be able to hit the ground running because they ramped it up to a high intensity, or you can make the argument that maybe they come out of the gate and they're a little bit drained based on the experience and the emotions, and maybe they're a little tuckered out and need to kind of recharge their batteries for the regular season. If you're asking me, I don't know there's no way surefire answer I can give you on this Monday and tell you, no doubt it's going to be this way. I'd venture a guess that they play really well to begin the year.
Yeah. I tend to lean that way as well. And I'm just pulling up. I want to pull up I don't think this is going to affect Alonso Anderson.
How tired could you possibly be? If you're
and I think that
what Mookie was level athlete, you're in peak physical condition. You're when you get into the baseball regular season, it's not like you're staying at the Red Roof Inn. You're staying. You're gonna be able to recharge your batteries pretty quickly.
Yeah. The quote, and I don't have it in front of me, from Mookie was basically that he just wants a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Because my assumption is these guys, they're all in the same city together, right? This is probably a great bonding experience. I bet they're probably all hanging out. They're playing cards, playing dominoes, whatever it is. They're probably chilling.
But think about you walk into the clubhouse, you look at that lineup, the lineup is ridiculous. If you snapshotted the lineup, and it's utterly unbelievable when you have Pete Alonso hitting 7th in the lineup.
Amazing.
You got Mookie Betts, Mike Trout. You've got, Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Pete Alonso. It's just a crazy lineup when you look at it. It's fun. This is it. You want to talk about fantasy baseball? This really is fantasy baseball when you see all those guys. And I imagine when you have those caliber of players all in one spot, it's got to be a tremendous ball breaking scene.
Yep.
It's got to be a tremendous kind of camaraderie kind of a atmosphere and scene. It's got to be amazing. It really has been a great fun experience.
I would love to
be a fly on the
wall. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I also wonder if, with the Netflix success with Redeem Team and all of that kind of stuff, these things that pop up, I would be shocked if there's not a camera crew recording all of this, especially if Team USA ends up winning. Let's bring in Mr. Team USA, Baby J. What's up, bro? Baby J, it's time for you to talk.
Hello?
Yeah.
There
Hello?
you are.
Hello.
Yeah, we go. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Good
Happy
morning,
Monday.
man. How you doing?
I'm going to make this quick because I might lose you guys. Number one,
Okay.
How sad is it that if Japan wins today, that the championship game has Trout and Shohei Ohtani, and that's the only playoff experience these guys have?
Well, at least one of them will get a win no matter what.
Yeah, it's sad. The Angels need to do something about that, man. It's terrible. And then real King, how about them Rangers, baby? Them blue shirts.
Back-to-back 6 or more goal shutouts. Love it.
That's not that. Everybody better pay attention. We coming, baby. We coming. One more thing. I know we haven't talked it today. Jalen Brunson coming back, beating the Nuggets. How big was that win on Saturday?
It was nice. It gets lost in the shuffle. It did.
It does.
It does. With everything going on college basketball.
I know. That's fine. Let's fly under the radar.
That's fine. But Baby J, can we put it? The Knicks are not winning an NBA title this year.
Listen. I'm not saying we're winning the chip. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. We have as good a shot as anybody right now. I think the only team in the East that I'm really afraid of is the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe we can beat Boston. I believe we could beat Philly. And everybody else in the East, who should the Knicks be scared of? Let's be honest. Let's be honest right now. Look at this team.
Baby J, can I just enjoy it without now placing expectations on a team, which then ultimately is going to lead?
Right. I'm with Moose. Baby J, let me interrupt for a second. I'm with Moose on this one because, if we're going to start putting expectations on this New York Knicks squad, which is fine, if they were to lose to the Cavaliers in the opening series, now are we sitting here saying it was a failure?
No, but I'm going to be mad no matter who they lose to. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm going to be mad no matter who they lose to.
All right, but I'm not saying you should have fear, but I don't, me personally, I do not think they'd beat Boston, Milwaukee, and potentially Philadelphia in a 7-game series.
They got nobody to guard Embiid.
That's what I'm saying, right? So, Philly, all right, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Yeah. All right, maybe we should be
just win a playoff round. They're relevant.
Beat the Cavaliers in the first round. Let's go. Beat the Cavaliers in the first round.
That's it. Just go win a playoff round. Why do I need now to put unrealistic expectations on a team?
Look what you did, Baby J. Look at the octave you just took him to.
Baby J, you're not the only one. I've got Knicks fan friends of mine saying the sky's the limit. No, there is a limit. No, it's the sky's not the limit.
I'm going to be happy with.
Oh, he said we might lose him and we lost him.
Oh, we lost you, Baby J.
Oh, that's it for Baby J. Get him out of here. Oh, man. The ceiling is the roof, guys. Just remember.
The Knicks are not winning. And the Rangers look great. Nashville was awful. I mean, the fact that you give up 6 goals in the first period. When I'm watching a hockey game, and that was on in picks last night, when I'm watching a hockey game and I'm looking up what is the most amount of goals an NHL team has scored in a game, and it's 6-0 in the first period. That's an embarrassing performance by the Nashville Predators. But give the Rangers, they're playing really, really well right now.
That Hedo goal was sick.
Oh, he's sick. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
by the way, we were talking about it with Jamal Murphy, who joined us, John Fanta, who's a friend of the program, right? Who's joined us before. He reported Fox Sports that barring a change of heart, Ed Cooley is going to be the next coach of Georgetown.
We should, you know what? I know Keith is behind the scenes today. Let's try to get Fanta on tomorrow. We should. He's a big East guy. We should try to get Fanta on this week. I'm sure he would. 3 biggest teams into the Sweet 16. A couple of Big East stories as well. We should get Fanta on.
Fanta would be great.
So, all right, just quickly double back, and I know we're bouncing from story to story here. You mentioned the WBC and Team USA. I just wanted to look at the stats of the guys that have played 4 games or more for Team USA. Mookie Betts, batting .296. We know he's awesome. Arenado, .391, 5 RBIs. Trout, .318, 7 RBIs. Goldie, .333, 5 RBIs. Turner, that's Trey, .368, 10 RBIs, 4 home runs. Tim Anderson, 313, 5 RBIs. Kyle Tucker, 333, 4 RBIs. I mean, Schwarber and Pete Alonso have both been bad, yet they're still absolute studs.
Yeah, it's a crazy lineup. It just is. It's great. Like I am coming close to buying a United States jersey. I haven't done it yet, but I've come close.
Should we ask Deutsch to get us a plane ticket and fly us to Miami tomorrow? What do you think?
I don't think I could do it.
You could pull it off.
No, I don't think I have work. I have work at picks. I don't think
You're getting sick.
I know, right? And then I'm posting on social, basically you and me sitting in the stand. I'd love to be there, Keith. Like I would, if I were like, if we, like we mentioned, like you said 5 hours. If we live 5 hours away, I would definitely go.
Like if you could physically get there, think about it. Like we could conceivably, right? Like we could do this show tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Until 12. We could meet up somewhere, hop in a car and take a 4 or 5 hour drive, get to that game, watch the game, and then rotate back and forth who drives to get home and not have to worry.
And be on the air the next day at 10 a.m. Yes.
Yeah.
Clearly do that. No
and
doubt.
Just be a little bit tired the next day.
Yeah, we're
whatever.
3 hours away by plane. Yes, it's a little bit different than a drive, Wally. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, 3 hours by plane. I mean,
I love you,
it gets a little price. I mean, hey, Wally's the cruise guy. Wally, you got plane ticket
I know.
connections? Wally, you flying me and Moose down to Miami? Eh?
Do the
You
show
got a
live.
little quiet.
Yeah, do the show live on the New Jersey.
While we're driving.
No, yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, we have Baby J dropping off after like 5 minutes. Imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. Look at Wally's going to make some calls. Wally, you know what? I'm marking it down. Wally, if you can find a way to get us inexpensive, nonstop flights to Miami for this game, Moose, I'll make a call to MLB Network and get us press passes.
Oh,
but then you got to get out of work.
I know. I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
Just call there's got to be a backup anchor.
Keith,
for
it's not like I would love to do it. I would love to do it. And you could definitely get us press passes.
Yeah.
Like it would be so great to be there.
Right?
Oh my God, it would be awesome.
Who's your backup over there? There's got to be who fills in for
Mondays
you?
and Tuesdays, there is no backup.
Baby J will fill in for you.
Yes.
I'll call my father. My dad will do it.
Baby J, I'm not making excuses. You make it out to be like I need to go wash the floors tomorrow night. Like I'm busy.
Donna won't let me because she needs me to cook dinner Tuesday night.
Like I'm not making excuses. Like I have another job. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I've got no backup. Like, you guys are
this is awesome.
You guys are just like
we'll have Sharapan will fill in for you
on Channel 11.
Yeah, he'll crush it.
Yeah.
You're getting crushed,
dude. Sharapan would be like, you show up and he'd be the phone. Look where I'm at. Pix 11 Studios.
I'll tell you, the first time Sharapan was on,
he goes like, what does he do?
Yeah, he does the finger point thing. The first time he was on MLB Network with all of us, wearing all the garb, I remember one of the bosses said to one of our lead producers, like, so, like, that's his thing? That's what he's going to do about the hat and stuff like that? And we were all like, yeah, no, that's his thing. And he was like, all right, cool. If that's his thing, then he needs to do it all the time. Not like he can't, wear a dress shirt one day and do that the other. But he's done it all the time. And he, 2.5 years later, still rolling with us at MLB Network and .com and .tv and stuff like that.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, he's great. I love Dave. I don't know if I could get him cleared by my news director to go do anchoring on Pix 11 tomorrow night.
Also, then it involves us flying him in for Vegas too. So really, actually, it doesn't work.
The cost benefit analysis.
Zero. No,
right,
it doesn't
nothing.
work.
Like, yeah, I'm taking out a loan.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
I mean, like,
one of your kids can't play hockey this season
right.
now because of it.
Dude,
yeah,
hockey's. I can't even get into it. I start off I'm in a grumpy mood. It's been a long weekend. I can't get into it here. We'll talk off the air at some point.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It is what it is. It's life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now you just open this up. So
No.
It did not go. It did not
go.
No.
Everything went. No. Everything's fine. It's just been a lot of nonsense. Just
okay.
Nonsense. That's all. No, everything's fine.
All right.
It's just been nonsense. Anyway, Sharapan will join us bottom of the hour. One quick note before we go to break, and that
we didn't. The NFL stuff, right?
Yeah, a couple things. Adam Thielen, my guy. I know he does.
That's your guy.
not much tread left on the tires, but he gets a deal with the Carolina Panthers, so he's going to be lined up wide for Frank Reich this upcoming season.
So let me jump in there before you even move on with Thielen. My fear on this one is that if they don't get another weapon there, Thielen is not a number one anymore. He cannot do that.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
Listen, if they can find a way to trade for DeAndre Hopkins and then you end up with Hopkins, Thielen, and your insert young quarterback who's learning behind Dalton for a game or two, now you're okay.
He's your number one. It's a disaster.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, you and I are in total agreement with that. He's not DJ Moore. But what he can do is he can be a guy that could be a red zone threat. He's a precise route runner at this stage. Obviously, speed is there's not much left there, but you have to use him the right way. And if you're going to put him in a role where you're expecting him to be your number one guy, you're going to be disappointed. I did love what the Dallas Cowboys did is they're now out of the Odell Beckham Jr. sweepstakes, as Odell is looking for about $20 million a year. They almost traded for him a year ago, but Brandon Cooks is now a Dallas Cowboy. And you have Cooks, Gallup, and obviously CeeDee Lamb down there in Dallas, where they work out a deal. They give up, a couple late round draft choices, one this year, one next year. And I think the Houston Texans assume $6 million of his salary in the deal as well. And what the Dallas Cowboys, which I didn't realize, Keith, watching them last year, the lack of big plays of 30-plus yards for the Dallas Cowboys last year, they're one of the lowest in the National Football League. Well, Brandon Cooks, who's been well-traveled, I can't think of a receiver of his caliber that has played for more teams than Brandon Cooks. He has played for New Orleans, New England, the Rams, the Texans.
I think there's one more in there.
And there's one more in there, right? And now the Dallas Cowboys, he's played for a ton of teams. Brandon Cooks, that's a good acquisition for the Cowboys when you add him into that trio of Cooks, Lamb, and now a full year plus removed, or a year and a half, nearly 2 years for Michael Gallup from major knee injury. I think I think that's a pretty good pickup for the Cowboys.
3 years with Saints, 1 year with the Patriots, 2 with the Rams, and 2 seasons with the Texans, and now moving on to the Cowboys, or 3 seasons with the Texans. 6 1,000-yard seasons in his 9 years in the NFL. And wasn't that the thing, right? I could probably find this. It was I think rookie year, nothing. Then he had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with the Saints. Then he had a 1,000-yard season with the Patriots, and then he had a 1,000-yard season with the Rams. I think that's how it went, right?
Yes.
It was 4 teams or 3 teams and 4 consecutive years with 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah, and that Patriots, that he was on that Patriots team that lost to your Eagles in the Super Bowl, and he got knocked out early in that game with a concussion.
Yeah, that's been one of the knocks on him, and I don't mean to use the word knock, is he has had some concussions, has had some injury issues, but really hasn't played that much the last year and a half with the Texans. It's been a weird situation there. This presumably closes the door on Odell Beckham Jr.
No doubt.
To Dallas, right? And now it opens up the door for the Cowboys to think about other things. If no one pays Dalton Schultz a lot of money, will he come back on a cheaper deal to Dallas? If you're going all in here, and I saw Dan Orlovsky talking about it on, I think it was Get Up this morning. If you really are going all in, are you trading up now in the draft? Because you've got all your own draft capital still left. The pieces you traded away were other people's draft picks. Are you moving up in the draft from whatever, 22, 23, whatever it is, to try to get into the top 15, top 10, to maybe draft a Bijan Robinson and pair him with Pollard and really go all in?
Well, and also, they franchise Pollard. Pollard's coming off a really bad injury.
Yeah, are you banking on Pollard being 100% healthy right away?
By week 1, I don't know. I'm not going to play doc, but it was when they went in to fix it, it was even worse than they initially thought it was going to be. So
never been at the 200 carry mark either.
No. Maybe. Bijan Robinson is a guy that maybe the Dallas Cowboys move up, or maybe they believe that there's value in a running back later on. They're going to have to add they're going to have to add another running back to that room, because I think the other thing that when you look at it is Ezekiel Elliott was done. Like there was nothing left on Ezekiel Elliott. And I've heard people say, well, he could be a good short yardage back. I'm not paying Ezekiel Elliott to go get me 2 yards. I'm really not. There's nothing left there's nothing left in terms of the speed. He's got no burst left after taking all the hits that he took.
It depends on what the price tag is, right? Like if it's some sort of almost like veteran minimum type of thing where you're paying him like $2-3 million for the season and there's a bunch of incentives, a team like Buffalo would love him.
Yes.
Right? Like
Sure.
if it's perfectly there. If it's all very incentive laden and if he could be instead of banging up Josh Allen within the 5-yard line, within the 10-yard line
using
of the goal.
Ezekiel Elliott? Yeah.
Right? Like that would be a fantastic.
I'm not paying him a ton of money for it though.
No. You know where he would fit also? The New York Jets. For cheap. Again, I'm talking about if suddenly it's, May 1st or May 15th and Zeke is still not on a roster and he realizes like I'm asking for this, 4-year deal and I'm trying to get, $40 million guaranteed dollars and no one is biting. And now I need to take like a Latavius Murray type of deal where it's 1 year, $6 million, incentives can get it up to like 12. Sure. A team like the Jets would work perfectly.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Disagree, but it's got to be the right kind of deal. And I think it's going to be sitting out there for a while. We'll come back. We're going to head out to Vegas. Dave Sharapan is going to join the program. It's Musa Keith with you on a Monday right here, Better Sports Network.
Lunch Money with Kyle and Ray. Weekdays at noon Eastern, presented by FantasyGuru.com.
Vladdy swings at the first pitch and lines it into right center.
How did a guy who was being selected in the first round pretty well everywhere last year, he proceeded to lose 33 runs, to lose 16 homers, to lose 14 RBIs, and to lose 37 points in batting average. Oh, and 184 points in OPS. He went down everywhere. How does that guy, Vlad Jr., still register as the #1 fantasy first baseman? Ahead of Paul Goldschmidt, who won the MVP last season. Ahead of Mr. Freddie Freeman, who does the same thing every year, which is hit .315 with 25 homers and 100 ribbies. Ray, it's like Vlad Guerrero Jr. had nothing to worry about. It's like they thought they were getting him and his dad, as you can see there on the photo. You get both of them when you draft him at #1. I'm just surprised, and it was not a bad season, but Ray, it was such a disappointment compared to what he posted in 2000.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair to say. Vladimir Guerrero, in 3 of the 4 years, he's been average to good. He had one spectacular season. And we keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. The positives are the lineage, positives are the skill set, positives are the StatCast data, which everything's like top 5%, murders the baseball. The negatives are he has not hit 275 in 3 or 4 years. We keep talking about this too. He does not hit the ball in the air. It's remarkable, his ability to hit 30-plus home runs, given that he never gets the ball in the air. His ground ball rate last year was 52%.
Well, and we're asking the question, how is he still #1 at first? But what catches me even more so, Ray, is the overall. I mean, he's a first-round pick overall, and I don't think he has any business in the first round. I look at his profile, and there are so many guys going behind Vlad that just have business in the first round that deserve to be there. Freeman, Machado, Bichette, Rafael Devers, I think maybe Pete Alonso. Put Austin Riley ahead of him. If he gets 310, 30, 190, he's a first rounder.
I think the play with Vlad is the batting average because he hits the ball monstrously hard. I could see him hitting 320.
Can you hit 320 with a 52% ground ball rate?
You can, but it helps if you're athletic and fast. And he's
yeah, exactly. And I get it. His hit tool's strong, Ray, and he's good. It's funny his ground ball percentage is that high because on the occasions when I get to watch Blue Jays baseball, I don't see it. I see him hit the ball. And it's not really grounders. I'm surprised the number is that high. It feels like he stings the baseball, but I guess there's just no lift overall in his game.
It's just a little tweak to his swing that could really lead to that growth back toward where he was in the home run column. And I think people he's done it. This is not hypothetical. He did it 2 years ago, and he's still just 23.
Make bets and follow your fantasy team where you buy, sell, and trade collectibles in real time. Only on Better Sports Network.
When I land, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went a better friends.
Moose and Keith on Better Sports Network.
You know what? Post Malone is also getting ready for the upcoming baseball season with the Better Baseball preview. I mean, he's not on the show, but I'm sure he's watching. He is a diehard baseball guy from fantasy baseball to MLB betting. And the newest baseball cards for 2023, you can access our exclusive content for free right now at bettersports.com, featuring some of the sharpest baseball minds in the industry. You got Adam Ronis, Ray Flowers, Kyle Elfrink, my guy Cody Decker, Post Malone. No, Post Malone's not on the show, but I wish he was. Get player profiles, prop bets, futures, sleepers. You got Boss Fantasy Draft Strategy. What are you going to do about the WBC guys? They're going to have all the answers for you there. Register now at bettersports.com to get instant access, post notifications when new features are released. The Better Baseball preview at bettersports.com.
Now joining the show, Dave Sharapan.
Ooh, and here he is, the man, the myth, and the legend.
Whoa.
Dave Sharapan.
What's up?
What's up? Moose
What's
turned his
going
camera
on?
off. Moose
Dude,
doesn't want to talk
I
to
didn't
you.
turn anything off. I have no
Moose's
idea.
camera's off. He did this on purpose.
He did.
No, I didn't.
I'm texting a producer.
I'll
I said,
leave the
"Use
room
it.
and I'll
This
try and come back in. How about
This
that?
is personal.
All right,
I thought
Moose,
this
you
was
refresh for a second. Let's
yeah.
we'll get Moose out of there. Bring him back in there.
How was the birthday party, Lou and Linda? Everything go good?
Yes, and you made everyone's day when you sent me the text. And my mother, by the way, and I'm gonna put things out there. My mother was like, when on Friday when you said and say hi to Linda or whatever you said.
Yeah.
She's like, like she didn't realize it was for her. And my dad was like, no, that's for you. He's saying hi to you.
Right. Yeah.
You made her day.
I mean, I actually have a Linda that I used to work with and trained in the book, who's one of the. I mean, she's withstood the test of time in the sportsbook industry as a female.
What if that was my mom? What if you found out today that was my mother that you used to train?
That'd be amazing.
Be crazy, right?
Yeah, that would be crazy. But no, Linda, I was saying hi to Linda, your mom, when I said hi to Linda on the show. Absolutely.
Good.
She provides us with good information.
She does.
About you.
She does.
She does.
Yeah. All right, Moose. I'm glad to see you. I mean, I don't know why I thought you turned the camera off, because you were on your way to Miami.
Technology stinks, Dave.
Oh, right.
I don't understand why my camera all of a sudden, the new camera I got sent, it just stopped working. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Oh, all right. I thought you just left to go to Miami for the World Baseball Classic.
It would be great. I know.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. See, here's the deal. Like, Keith's putting it all on me. There's no way, given I know in Keith's schedule, that he can get and hop on a plane tomorrow after the show and go to Miami.
I'll do it.
There's no way.
There's only one sport tomorrow night.
Way. Yeah, there's no way.
There's only one sport tomorrow night. It's a practice. Dad can skip a practice. I'm not coaching those teams.
Wait a second. Hold on. Was there actually talk of this actually happening? And I didn't even get a text because
it literally just happened on the air.
It literally just happened like 10 minutes ago.
Right.
And everyone in the chat is ripping Moose to shreds because he's coming up with excuses because he's got a job.
Yeah, because we actually, Dave,
he has a job.
Were thinking about flying you from Vegas to New York and you anchoring on picks tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there. Just send me the text. I'll explain to the wife I gotta go. Wait, you're going to Miami and I'm going to picks?
No,
I'm gonna go to Miami when it was over. You go to the baseball game. You just hit me right now. Wait a second. I'm a good reliever. I got a couple innings in me. I'll do it.
Wait, so Dave, if there was a way,
What?
but I mean, a flight to Miami is probably expensive, is my guess. If there was a way, like we would have to get there like tonight or tomorrow morning. Probably virtually impossible, right?
No, it's not impossible.
Are you nuts? I mean, we could make some arrangements to be on the red eye tonight. I'll be in there in the morning, have the whole day to, figure it out. Are you nuts? Oh, nothing is impossible, sir.
All right, I'm looking up flights right now.
Oh boy.
So we leave
really trying to get me in trouble, aren't
and
you?
we return on the 22nd. Search flights. Let's see here.
Oh. Look, he's looking. This is great.
I'm looking right
What
now.
is the chat saying now while you're actually looking for the flight?
Wally Montero, again, Wally helps out with some cruise stuff too.
Yeah.
Just quickly wrote Spirit Air.
Yeah, Spirit. Okay, we could be on a flight.
Who are they going to be playing is the question. That's the question.
I just think destiny.
All right, we could be on a flight out of JFK tomorrow at 2:00. It lands in Fort Lauderdale at 5:19.
And how long of a drive is Fort Lauderdale to Miami then?
It's like 45 minutes, right?
It's going to be a little. I mean, this is going to be like
tight.
planes, trains, and automobiles. This is going to be tight.
Any delays and you're screwed.
No, any delays, no doubt.
There's not an earlier flight tomorrow if we had to call in sick tomorrow morning. Sorry,
yeah, we could be on a plane tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. out of LaGuardia. Get in at 9:08.
Listen, Donna's a lock to say yes to this. I don't think Jody's a lock to say yes to this. If I got to make a line right now,
Jody would say yes.
I think 100% Donna packs Moose's bag.
Yes, I'm going to look at my shared calendar that I have with my wife because Moose doesn't know how to do this yet.
Who has a shared
calendar?
All I have on my calendar is Alex soccer practice 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's it.
What's for dinner tomorrow?
I'll make them something today that they can eat for leftovers tomorrow. Did you see that? You didn't even respond to any of the food I sent you yesterday.
I don't even know.
I'm disappointed in you.
You're tempting me to just move there. Like you keep sending me these pictures, and I'm like, getting takeout. I'm running around between fields and books and all this other stuff. And these home cooked meals look healthy as could be, too, tasty as could be. I'm like, I don't even know what to say.
Moose, you want to know what I want to know what I cooked yesterday?
What did you cook?
So. We had a little bit of a later morning waking up yesterday.
On the screen.
Yeah, he is frozen right now. Moose is frozen. Dude, he's got a smile on his face, so it's good. So
am I frozen now?
No, you're moving now.
Oh, you just moved. Okay.
So we
I don't know what's going on with my computer right now. It's like the gremlins are in there.
We did a breakfast. Oh. So I went downstairs.
Eggs Benedict.
Everyone was upstairs, didn't realize I was even cooking. I made some chocolate chip paleo pancakes. Okay. Then I made some double chocolate Kodiak cake pancakes.
I don't even know who you are.
I did eggs and I did bacon and all of it on the table and then just called everyone downstairs. I made homemade chocolate milk for the boys.
Oh my gosh.
And Jody had a cup of coffee. I had a glass of water.
I mean, what's homemade chocolate milk? You put the Hershey's in the
that was the only unhealthy thing. The only unhealthy thing there, but it was made with oat milk.
I don't know if I necessarily claim that was homemade.
I mean, I made it.
Unless
I heard it. I just wanted to clarify.
Did you milk the cow?
Yeah, Molly. Yes, yeah, Molly the cow.
Did he?
Have either of you ever milked a cow?
No.
Okay,
but it's a great line in that Ben Stiller movie.
Yeah, the
any animal with nipples can be milked.
Can you milk me? Can you milk me, Greg? Yeah.
What the hell just
happened? Dave, so that was
what was the animal? What was the animal Ben Stiller nursed back to life?
A cat.
The cat.
The cat.
That's right. The cat.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy,
Dave. So that was breakfast, and now
breakfast sounds horrendous. By the way,
it was ridiculously tasty. You have no idea this stuff is even healthy. I promise you. You don't even know.
Kodiak cakes.
Kodiak. You never had a Kodiak cake?
No. What's a Kodiak?
I don't even.
Dude, you got to get these for your boys. It'll change your world. You get these little tiny. They're these little cups. It almost looks like cup of noodles. Okay. Get them at any supermarket you want nowadays because they have all the healthy sections. You just put like a third of a cup of water in there, mix it together, put it in the microwave, and it makes like a big, huge, whether it's a cookie or like a pancake, and they can eat it for breakfast, snack, whatever. It's high in protein and low in sugar and all the other garbage.
Cody, I'll go to the store right after the show.
S'mores is a good flavor. I like the s'mores flavor.
S'mores.
Yeah. So for dinner, Moose, So, Dave, you saw the picture. Now you heard the verbalization of it. How would you rank the breakfast?
I wanted to come over.
Exactly.
I mean, I saw it. I was like, I wish I was sitting there.
How about the dinner?
I'm watching the Pitt Xavier game. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What's he doing right now?
Yeah.
It looked great. I said, yeah, I went Sunday at the Irizarry's.
So the dinner, we did a bunch of stuff yesterday during the day. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make dinner too. I cooked up 2.5 pounds of hanger steak. Okay. That's one of the ones I like the best. The easy to cook, salt, pepper, garlic, done, right? Do that up. The boys wanted me to turn that into steak tacos for them. So I did that for them. Jody and I had the regular steak. We had a little brown rice on the side. Jody made a vegetable medley, and we had sweet potato fries also.
Oh, that's great.
That was dinner.
By the way, I just because you're talking about cooking, you go gas or charcoal grill?
Gas on my grill.
Dave?
I leave the grilling to Pap. I don't even touch it.
Okay.
Does he have the coal? Wood? Do you have a smoke?
Oh, I think it's gas.
Gas.
It's gas.
Gas is the easiest. The charcoal, you got to worry about like there's certain hot spots and stuff. Like you got to cook certain way.
Yeah. No, I understand, but the flavor from charcoal grills
are
supposed to be significantly better than a gas grill.
That's what I've heard too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a gas guy.
Yeah. Gas.
That didn't sound weird.
All gas,
at all.
no break. All gas, no break.
All gas, no break.
No, Keith just said I'm a gas guy.
We've said a lot of things in this 15 minutes that we've been together that I can't believe.
Dave
was to cut clips.
Was how bad of a beat if you had Gonzaga minus the 4.5?
Or is it a great beat if you had them plus 4.5?
Right.
Or it's an unbelievable win if you had TCU.
Yeah.
How about if you had Gonzaga money line and you had TCU plus 4.5?
Oh, you middled it.
How about something like that working? That's an absolute dream. No, there was a couple games that were, very memorable this past weekend. It was just, I thought it was fantastic. There weren't too many games that weren't in doubt with like 5 minutes to go. They had some compelling stories. So it lived up to the billing. It always delivers. But that was one of the ones that, you'll remember because you weren't covering, then you got the foul, then you were covering, and then they roll the ball down, and it's like all someone had to do was just stand in the way of that ball being rolled.
And because it wasn't a 4-point game at the time. So, there was no fear of if I foul this guy and he hits a 3 while I'm fouling him and then he hits a free throw, they're tying the game, right? It was a 6-point game at the time.
6-point game at that point. Yeah. They were laying 4.5, and that kid made that shot. And you could hear the audible, and like one or two guys were like, yes, it was mostly groans and moans and, complaining that, why did he shoot that and everything else. But that's March, man. I saw it. I was just like, this never fails to deliver.
No, it's crazy. Yeah. It's an unbelievable event.
Who do you have the most confidence in team-wise making Final Four?
Oh, man, I was looking at the lines for the next set of games, man. I honestly don't know. I think Alabama is getting to Houston.
Yep.
Not easily. Nothing is easy. But I don't see any real resistance there. I'm waiting for Houston to maybe trip up. But it looks like they're going to get there too. It's the other ones. Like, we got games out west here in Vegas. I can't wait. Gonzaga's playing UCLA.
Yes.
UConn
Arkansas.
is playing who?
Arkansas.
Those are going to be fantastic games. Those tight point spreads. And I don't know. Is it time? Are one of the Big 12 teams going to actually do it?
Kansas State, let's go. Come on, need them.
Is it?
They would help me. They would just help me. I'm just like, no particular reason, but Kansas State would help me if they get to the Final Four.
Right. It would be. Texas. I had a sliver of hope on Saturday when Penn State came all the way back and took the lead. I was like, oh my, they may actually win this game. We may actually have a team in the Sweet 16. I allowed myself to think it for 1 second, and then I bet Texas on the money line plus 130. I was like, just in case, I better bet it.
You bet it.
What? Yes. What do you mean? I bet against?
Bet against Penn State when you have an emotional tie.
You made money.
Listen,
I understand you're making money, but you're not fully invested in Penn State. Then
I'm 100. You should have seen. What
we
I was
are
wearing.
Texas.
No, we're not.
Wow.
We are.
No, we're not. Texas. No.
Horns up.
I got your horns right here. Okay. Horns this.
Wow.
You get beaten down to a pulp in this business. It's not personal, but it was personal. I mean, the wife and kids went to bowling night with grandma and pop. They're like, we're going to let you stay home and watch the game by yourself. I started in the book, and I was surrounded by
Dave, when that
Texas
game
people.
ended, you were happy.
Well, I won. I did win money, but I was a little bit sick. I was like, man, what a great season that was. I didn't want it to end. That's the finality of March, though, right?
Yes.
Like as soon as it's done, you're like, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
Half the kids aren't going to be there next season, and the magic's gone.
Has Vegas just completely cleared out?
Oh man, it was. I mean, people were dragging yesterday. I made the mistake of going and meeting someone every day of the tournament. I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I went out and met somebody at one of the books. And not going to lie, the mood, it always is on Sunday, but like people are headed back east or people are headed back home. They're getting on the road either Sunday night late or Monday morning, and they're just dragging. It's just, this is a great week. But it's 2 days and everybody's coming back. Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday. They'll be here Wednesday for the regionals, right? Right down the street.
How will the NIT Final Four do in Vegas? Will people go?
I don't know, but I can't wait. I'm hoping it's really it's some marquee teams with good fan bases.
Yeah.
I'm going. The kids are all in on the basketball. We went to, like I said, we went to 5 conference tournaments, all within 10, 15 minutes of the house. We're going to the NIT semis.
That's
sure.
Orleans Arena, right? Is that what it's called?
Orleans Arena. It's an intimate place, 7,000, maybe 7,500 seats. 3 quarters. They'll put up temporaries behind the one basket, but it's. We used to go to minor league hockey games there when there was nobody there, so the kids feel like they own the place. They know where everything's at. We walk in and hopefully get good seats. I cannot wait. I don't know how good it'll do though, because the basketball fatigue by then, it's real.
Well, let's see. What do you need? So some quarterfinal matchups tomorrow. Teams that you would root. So then North Texas, you'd be rooting against. They don't do anything following wise. Oklahoma State would be decent. And then you've got Wisconsin and Oregon in another quarterfinal. On the other side, you've got UAB Vandy, Cincy, Utah Valley. So really you want Cincy versus Vandy in the semis, right? And Oklahoma State versus either Oregon or Wisconsin.
Ideally. Wisconsin will come. Wisconsin fans, people, whatever. The Midwest loves Vegas. They come in droves.
Yeah, Hofstra would have been great for it, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to mention
Keith was going to go. Keith was heading out to Vegas. If were you definitely going to go, Keith?
I had all the ground transportation taken care of for Keith Irizarry and family, if they liked. I had a place for the suggested place to stay with a pool resort.
When is the Final Four for the NIT?
The week before the No.
It's Wednesday, March 29th. Tuesday, March 28th. No, there was no way I was going to be able to go.
Now, Dave, if you provided ground, what would you have picked the Irizarry family up with? Like, what car would you have sent to the airport?
Tesla.
I would have
Tesla. Thank you.
A limo, an Escalade.
No. I would have picked them up in the family vehicle.
Oh.
Not your daughter's car, right? Not the one that Carlos gave her?
No. The big van. We have a big Ford Transit.
Like a Transit? Oh,
we have a Transit.
You have a 12-passenger Transit?
Absolutely. That's our other
Why do you need a Transit?
I'm asking my wife that question, Moose. Still, I mean, it's already
that is a huge car. That seats 12.
12. It's very comfortable. Everyone has their own row. Yeah, that's our other car. Yeah.
I'm double checking that I'm correct in what this is. Why do you need
We
that?
got that years ago when I was coaching. We went all in, and she said she wanted a truck. I said a truck is impractical, blah, 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 blah. She sees this Ford Transit. It's 7 years old. It's called the Sharapan.
Do you have like what's the seating like in there? Is it like seating around, or is it this way and this way?
No, it's 3 rows. It's like the van they pick you up at the airport in.
Yeah, it's like, and they're captain seats.
It's captain seats. I used to take like 8 girls with us and put all their equipment in the back, and everybody drove to the tournaments. We owned it, man.
When
the
you
sheriff
pulled up,
van.
can I ask you, like, if I pulled up to my house because we have to get a new car this summer, one of the leases up. If I pulled up in a Transit, I don't know, what was your wife's reaction when you pulled up in the Transit?
She made me buy it.
Oh,
I didn't want it. She said, "We're getting this." She still drives it to and from work. The kids love it. It's great.
And are you like moonlighting as an Amazon delivery person?
When it all goes away, I'm going to just be a ground transportation guy. I'll be the Uber XL. I could take people to golf outings, bachelor parties, all of it. Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
No doubt. Opens up. Yeah, I get it.
The chat is telling you to get a van right now, Moose.
No, I'm not getting it. I can't get a Transit. No.
Moose, it's great for the hockey.
I'm sure it is. I can't.
Moose is going to get like a Yukon. Watch. Tahoe,
Yukon
something
would
like
be
that.
great.
They're way more expensive.
I got to find out what. No, they're way more expensive. Everything's expensive. You can't get a car.
This Transit was the least expensive option. It's great on gas. We were going to California once a month in it.
My buddy Brian has a Transit. He's got like 8 kids.
Moose, get the Hummer EV, the one, the crab one that goes side to side and stuff. Yeah. Just go spend $110,000 on a car.
I'll rip it out. Hold on, let me reach in my back pocket.
Yeah, you got this.
Look, it's
Moose has this.
Look, it's lint.
Moose's money.
Wait a second. I think it's an old candy wrapper.
Who's winning the game tonight, Japan or Mexico?
Here's what I got.
I got Japan. I got Japan tonight. I just think it's destiny that it's going to be Team USA versus Japan.
Okay.
Destiny has nothing to do with gambling, by the way. I have a hunch.
It's okay to have a hunch. How about this Rangers Devils series? That's
nice
coming.
showing by your Penguins, by the way.
I was trying to get to
nice
the end of the segment without you mentioning it.
Nice showing. 6-0. Shesterkin standing on his head.
Looks like the Rangers have figured things out.
Right after that game, you know what I played? I went back and listened to the Tortorella comments ripping on Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin a couple years ago. Remember those?
Roll this out on that note. Thank you.
Wow. Great segment ends with heartache for Dave Sharapan.
I gotta go.
They're like, hey, your Penguins stink. Dave, goodbye. Wow. Later.